All right, guys, I need you to boost this, get it far out. I need this to reach Democratic lawmakers, senators, all of that, because it's going to be very important for midterms and for going forward. And this message needs to be spread wide and far. So please, like, share, leave a comment, do all those things. Tag your representative, the Democratic, tag them, because this is not for any of the Republican lawmakers. They've already kind of sat where they stand. This is going to be very important because it's going to be necessary for them coming up if they want to get reelected and they want to do the right thing and those kind of things. So I'm going to stop directing you as the audience, and this is directed more towards the Congress people, our elected representatives in every state. I'm in Colorado, so I'll be tagging people like Hickenlooper and such. Whatever messaging that you had planned, whatever it was, is not going to matter beyond what I'm going to tell you. If you do not follow what I'm telling you, if you do not work these into your campaign stuff, you might as well just drop out of the race entirely, because you will lose. You will lose. So there are a couple things you need to do in your campaigning, and there are a lot of things you need to do visually for the nation to right the wrongs that have taken place. And here's the first step you need to do. When you are running and you're talking to people like me, you need to tell us how it is you're going to not let something like this happen again. You're going to tell us the exact actions you're going to take. I don't want your boilerplate of, I will work hard for you, and I don't want to hear that anymore. I want you to be saying things akin to, here's your messaging. The DNC is probably not going to get this because they keep botching up the message. You need to be saying something akin to, I will work hard to make sure that the policies that Donald Trump is pushing forward will be obstructed at every step of the way for the American people, so the American people can have better lives. I will make sure to vote no on bills that do not accurately represent my constituents. I will do my best to explain to the American public the things that are happening that they may not understand, and put the message out that we do not like these kind of things. That's what you need to be doing. If you're going to say you're going to make my life cheaper and you're going to make blanket statements that have no backing to them, you're going to lose the vote of every person that would vote for you, because we've heard that too long, and you've already shown us you're not doing anything. And I'm sorry if it feels bad because you voted no and the bill still passed. I'm not talking just about that. There are other things you could have been doing. There are plenty of things. I made videos about this where you guys did nothing. You need to be speaking out. As far as like John Hickenlooper, for example, man, I haven't heard much from you, man. Where have you been? I haven't seen any public outreach. Are you just talking to donors? For Democratic people running that want to reach out to Republicans or get a message out, your job is now damage control for that portion. You need to be addressing those people and explaining how it is the bill hurt them. And so that way you get this message out. You need to do every news engagement you can, every PR thing you can do to get the message out when people are saying it was Obama or Biden that caused their Medicare cuts, that caused their SNAP benefits to go. You'd be like, no, it was this provision in this bill. Point to the provisions. Stop using blanket terms. Stop using non-specific pointing. You need to point to the provision in the bill and go, look, it was not me. I voted against this, but due to provision XYZ in House bill, in the big beautiful bill, that is why you're losing your benefits. You need to specifically name that out. In your political attack ads that you will run, because you all do, you must point out these specific provisions. No more blanket statements. It must be specific. If your message is not targeted like an arrow being shot from a bow, it might as well be a rock thrown in shallow water, because the impact will be negligible and will not have ripples. You need to make your messaging clear and concise. If you do not, this will be a repeat of last election. You need to be pushing for oversight. We have multiple states right now saying that the count on the votes seems off. You need to be pushing for that to be investigated further to see if we can undo the mess that's been made. If you're not going to do that, you are failing in your office. If I was in office right now and I found out in Colorado the votes were not matching up, I'd be going after everybody involved and trying to figure out why the votes don't match up, and found out if the electorate was off, if things were not correct. If you were not doing that, you have failed your country and you have failed your constituency. These things must take place. If they do not, you are proving you are not equipped for the job and you're not prepared for the job. Stand in the way and nominate someone else. I invite anybody in this state, if you can't do what I'm saying, I will do it if I can get nominated for it. I will do it. But these things must be done. Make sure you're reading the bills. If you cannot read the bill yourself, then you need to either run it through AI and have a summary brought up and start reviewing that summary, or have your aides do that and present you with information and look through it and fact check it and verify it. I don't want to see any more of this. I didn't read the bill. I didn't read all of it. I only read part of it. I only read this provision. Your job is to read the entirety of the bill. That is it. That is it. And I know the argument is, well, what about fundraising? I got to make money to run my campaign. Then start asking your donors for small amounts and grassroots that. $1 from each of your constituents. Whatever it's going to take, figure it out, because they'll be involved if they're paying in. Most of us on the left already are. This has to be fixed. You can't keep using the same messaging, and you've got to stop playing by the same playbook. It is time to change things. You guys have known this, so please do it. Again, I ask you guys to please like, share, and repost this video. Please tag your representation, your congressperson, your senator, everybody that's Democratic, that's anything in politics that will be shaping the future of where you're living. Please tag them in this video and get the message out. They need to see it. They need to see it. And they need to understand that this is the messaging that must take place. If it is not, your midterms are a failure. Only in super strong strongholds will you be able to make it, and even then it's going to be slim. I guarantee that. We've already seen projections where it's going to be a slim win, if nothing else. So please heed this. I will engage with anybody that is in Congress, that is in local government, whatever, that has questions, wants to know more, wants to talk to me. Again, I don't know the entire process of running for office or anything. I'm willing to do that. I've said that before, but we're getting to a point where it needs to be done, and we need people more vocal, people like me that are going to say things like this, that are going to point to provisions and do that. No, I'm not pointing to any here, and I get that. No, you're like, but you just said. But that's because it's a wide topic. If I was to run ads, I would be pointing to specific things. And when things start happening, I'm going to be like, this is not my fault. Here's the provision in the bill. Here's what passed. Here's why it happened. Here's why you don't have food stamps anymore. Things like that. Anyway, please spread this wide and far. I do appreciate it.